In the auto world today, one of the biggest shakeups is happening somewhere you might not even think about: the air conditioning system. A brand new refrigerant has literally changed the game, and that means you need a whole new kind of tool. So today, we are doing a deep dive into the Bludee AC600, a machine built from the ground up for this new reality. It's a totally fair question, right? For years, AC service was, well, it was routine, a familiar job. But all of a sudden, the rules, the risks, the tech, it's all been turned on its head. So what on earth happened? Well, it all boils down to one single revolutionary chemical that's in pretty much every new car rolling off the line today. Meet the star of our show, HFO1234YF. Now, on one hand, this stuff is a massive win for the planet. It has a much lower impact on the atmosphere, and that's fantastic news. But here's the flip side. It's classified as mildly flammable. That little A2L classification might not sound like a big deal, but it means that every single step of the service process has to be completely rethought with safety in mind. And that, right there, is the new challenge for every shop. It's not just about learning to handle a new can of refrigerant. No, this is a fundamental shift that changes the tools you use, the procedures you have to follow, and the safety precautions you need to take every single day. So here's the bottom line. Your old, trusty R134A machine, for new vehicles, it's basically a museum piece now. The game has totally changed. To work on these modern systems, you need three things: absolute precision, because this new refrigerant is expensive, rock-solid safety to manage that flammability risk, and of course, strict compliance with a whole new set of EPA regulations. So, when a new challenge like this pops up, you need a new solution. And that's where the Bludee AC600 comes in. This machine wasn't just adapted or tweaked. It was engineered from the very beginning, specifically to tackle the demands of HFO1234YF systems. Okay, let's talk numbers. First up, efficiency. The AC600 hits a 95% recovery rate. Now, that's not just a nice number. It means it meets the really tough SAE J2788 standard. In your shop, that means less wasted refrigerant, which saves you money on every job, and it guarantees you're staying compliant. Now, let's talk capacity. That internal cylinder holds 22 pounds of refrigerant. What does that actually mean for a busy workshop? Well, it's a huge deal. It means you're servicing more cars before you have to stop and refill the machine. That's less downtime and a much more productive day for you. And of course, we gotta talk about... Yeah, the AC600 is a significant purchase, but you really have to think of it as an investment. This is an investment that equips your shop to work on the huge majority of modern cars out there and to do it safely and efficiently. It's really about future-proofing your business. So what do you get for that money? Well, this machine is the whole shebang. It's an all-in-one station. It handles your recovery and recycling, gets rid of the old oil, pulls a vacuum, puts in the new oil, and recharges the system. But the real game changer, the feature you're gonna love, is that full automatic mode. You can literally set it up, hit start, and walk away to work on another car. Okay, so let's break down just how simple that automatic mode really is. It takes what used to be a complicated, multi-step process and turns it into 4 straightforward, totally automated steps. And here's how it goes. The machine kicks off with recovery, pulling out and purifying all the old refrigerant. Then it pulls a deep vacuum on the system to get rid of any air and moisture, which, as you know, are absolute killers for AC systems. Next up, it injects the exact right amount and type of oil. And finally, it charges the system with a precise weight of pure HFO 1234YF. It's a perfect service every single time. But look, getting the job done fast is only half the battle. When you're dealing with these new systems, safety and doing things by the book are everything. This is where having a professional-grade machine becomes absolutely crucial. All right, pay close attention here, because this is one of the most critical details in modern AC service. Not all oils are created equal. PAG oil, that's for your standard gas and diesel engines. But if you put that same oil into a hybrid or an EV, you're risking a catastrophic failure. Why? Because PAG oil conducts electricity. In a high-voltage system, you absolutely have to use non-conductive POE oil, or you could cause short circuits and some seriously expensive damage. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct quote pulled straight from the machine's manual. The warning could not be clearer. Using the wrong oil is a costly and, frankly, a completely avoidable mistake. The software and the separate injectors on the AC600 are designed to prevent this exact error from ever happening. And speaking of doing things right, this one's not optional. The law is crystal clear on this. Only technicians who are EPA Section 609 certified are legally allowed to buy this refrigerant and operate this equipment. This is a professional's tool, and it absolutely requires professional credentials to use it. Think of these symbols as the bedrock of safety in the shop. It's a simple code, right? Pay attention to warnings, respect electricity, always wear your protective gear, and, especially with this new refrigerant, keep any and all potential sources of ignition far away from your work area. It's all about being a pro. So when you put it all together, you've got the efficiency, you've got the safety features, the compliance is all baked in. What you're really talking about is building a workshop that's ready for the future. And a big part of being future-proof is taking care of the tools themselves. A sophisticated machine like this demands a disciplined maintenance schedule. We're talking daily checks, emptying the used oil, looking over the hoses, quarterly checks on the vacuum pump oil and load cell calibration, and a full-on service after every 220 pounds of refrigerant you process. This is how you protect that investment for the long haul. And really, that's the bottom line here. Cars and trucks are not getting any simpler. They're evolving at this incredible speed, from their engines all the way to their AC systems, and that leaves every single workshop with one critical question to answer. As these vehicles keep evolving, are your tools, is your training, and is your mindset evolving right along with them?